Okay, so you ready to jump into another deep dive?
Always ready to dive in.
Awesome. So this time, we're tackling a topic that, let's just say, it gets people talking.
It definitely does.
Yeah, we got some notes from a listener,
Okay.
all about immediate mass deportation.
Wow. Yeah, that's a pretty big one.
Yeah, and they had some really specific questions.
Oh, interesting.
So we're going to unpack all of that, see what we can figure out together.
Sounds good. It's a topic with a lot of different angles to consider for sure.
Right. Legal stuff, economic stuff, and even just personal beliefs all mixed up.
Absolutely. You can't really separate them, can you?
Nope. And the listener, they jump right in talking about immediate deportation actions, which,
Right away. Yeah.
yeah, that wording is kind of intense, don't you think?
Yeah, it definitely has a sense of urgency to it, doesn't it?
Totally. Makes you think about how it's different from, like, other ways immigration is handled.
Right, right. Like, there's that whole process of gradual removal proceedings.
Yeah, which I guess is a lot slower.
Oh, yeah, that's the whole point. Takes way longer. There's appeals and challenges.
But immediate deportation.
Yeah.
That sounds like no time to waste.
Exactly. It's all about swift action, sometimes with very limited legal recourse.
And the listener, they were really interested in who this all affects.
Of course, yeah.
In their notes, they actually mentioned a story about a local business owner who was facing deportation,
Oh, wow.
even though they've been living here for a long time.
Decades, even, right?
Yeah, it really makes you think about the human side of all this.
Absolutely. It's easy to get lost in the policy talk and forget that real people are at the center of it all.
Right. It's not just paperwork and laws. It's families, communities, people's whole lives.
Exactly. Lives disrupted, families potentially separated, livelihoods lost. The impact is huge.
The listener also dug into the arguments for and against mass deportation.
They did, and they made some good points.
Yeah, I was struck by what they said about national security.
Oh, yeah, they mentioned a specific case, right?
Yeah, a politician was using it to argue for stricter deportation policies.
Saying it prevented a terrorist act, wasn't it?
Right, but then the listener also brought up the economic side, asking who will do the jobs.
Yeah, that's a big one. There's a real tension there, isn't there?
For sure. So on one hand, there's the argument that it keeps citizens safer.
Protecting them from potential threats, that's the idea.
And some say it would help the economy, less strain on services.
And potentially more jobs for people born here, that's the argument.
But then on the other side, there are entire industries that rely on immigrant labor.
Agriculture, construction, even healthcare.
If you deport a ton of workers, wouldn't that cause major problems?
Oh, absolutely. Shortages, disruptions. It would have a ripple effect.
The listener even mentioned a study that predicted food prices would skyrocket.
Yeah, that's the thing. It impacts everyone in the end.
Right. Some say it could lead to better wages for some, but others say everything just gets more expensive.
It's complicated with potential advantages and disadvantages for everyone, it seems.
So after looking at all these arguments, the listener asked a really direct question.
What was it?
Where do you stand on immediate mass deportation?
That's a big one.
Right. But it's important to remember, we're not here to tell anyone what to think.
That's right. We're just here to explore the information, lay it all out.
Yeah, like guides, helping you navigate this tricky topic.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of navigating, I think the historical context is crucial here.
Oh, you mean looking at past examples of mass deportation?
Exactly. They happen for different reasons with different results each time.
So studying them could help us understand the potential consequences better.
Exactly. It's all about learning from the past, right?
Makes sense. There are no easy answers here, that's for sure.
It's a tangled mess of economic, social, and moral questions.
And it seems like our listeners really wrestling with all of it.
They are. They're doing the hard work of thinking critically, which is great.
And for them and for anyone else grappling with this, here's something to think about as you move forward.
What's that?
How might this whole debate about mass deportation change in the future?
Oh, that's a good one.
As demographics change, the economy goes up and down, political climates shift.
The arguments will probably change too, right?
Exactly. The key is to stay informed, keep asking questions, and engage in those tough conversations.
Because this issue isn't going away anytime soon.
And having those thoughtful discussions is how we can try to make sense of it all.
Absolutely.
So keep thinking, keep learning, and we'll catch you on the next deep dive.
See you then.